Alright, and here we are outside the abyss once again, where today we're going to be seeing how well AYATO can keep up now that we are in version 5. Obviously he came out sometime during version 2, I mean it was literally before I even started playing the game. And since then we've definitely had NEUVILLETTE come out, which, a lot of people said put AYATO in a coffin. And now we also had MUALANI come out, which some people say is even more AYATO power creep. So today we're going to be seeing just how well can AYATO still keep up. Now, one thing I should mention is that he will benefit slightly from this blessing, because AYATO's slashes do count as normal attacks, therefore he will be benefiting from the 40% damage increase. But no matter, we are going to be playing him in a mono hydro team this time with furina, then yelan, and then Jean, who will help us in the final chamber in order to swell pyro to down this guy. And then on the second half, we're just going to be going for a clorinde team, because that's one I haven't played in the Abyss yet. And with that being said, let's just hop right into it. Alright, and here we are in the first chamber. Now I'm going to pick up the max HP buff. Now one thing I should explain is that I actually lost the first footage that I recorded. So yeah, gonna be having to do that again, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. The first chamber isn't that much of a pain. Literally the only problem is getting rid of the cryo shield, which just means we're gonna have to get the pyro slinger guy to go right next to the cryo guy, and we should be fine then. Again, just need to focus on this big red guy, because obviously he has the highest HP pool, and this is a kind of single target focus team. And there we go, this guy goes pyro shields up, and he's now close to the cryo gunner. I don't want, okay, no, I'm gonna switch Furina's form actually. And there we go, now we can swell using the skill as well as the ult of what's-her-face Jean. Now obviously this will lower our damage just because we're missing out on the heal after the ult, so we have less fanfare stacks, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. The most important thing is that the cryo shield is down. Anyway, pop AYATO's ult, because that's just going to be doing damage in the background, as well as increase our normal attack damage. And now pop all of our buffs once again, so we can actually go through a proper rotation. And there we go, skill and ult on Jean, swells up, fanfares fully maxed out, Yelan's buff is ticking up, so we should be good. Now again, just to recreate this as accurately as possible, I do want to finish it off with basically as much energy as we can get, but I also don't want to go over the 30 seconds mark, so I am actually just going to use Yelan's skill here into AYATO's, and there we go. The start to the second chamber will be slightly different, because that's going to be using the original footage, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Anyway, shooting this guy down, going into Kazuha's ult, and then we'll go back to him later on. Put Nahida's mark and the ult into Oz, and then hold, so we actually swell Electro, just because it can be a pain swelling reactions if you're using Nahida. And there we go, this guy's already down. Now we're just going to DPS this woman a little bit. Same thing with Kazuha's ult, that's just the way I kind of like to play this team if I overkill something with clorinde. And this also allows us to mark the little guy once again. Actually, I forgot to swap back into Kazuha, but they died so quickly, it literally made no difference whatsoever. And now we have 50 seconds left to deal with this big guy. Should be easy enough in 50 seconds, I think. 40 seconds still left, not going to bother switching into Kazuha, just because, we're not really going to be able to swell Electro on this guy because of his Hydro Aura, and then on top of that, Nahida. Anyway, official skill, and 25 seconds left, and should be 20 and 19, 18, and there we go, we win, 3 stars. Okay, easy, onto the next chamber. Alright, and second chamber time. Now, this won't really help our AYATO half, but I'm just going to pick up the EM for the second half, but honestly, I feel like we get diminishing returns on EM at that point, because we do have clorinde on EM as well as Nahida's EM share, but you know what, it won't make much of a difference. Anyway, these little mushroom guys, not much of a problem if I'm being entirely honest. I'm most scared for the Magu Kenki, honestly, just because low HP pools on the second half team. We don't have Electro to help with the Jade Plume Terrashroom, but once again, shouldn't be much of a problem. Just go through our team's rotation again. Now obviously going Yelan after Furina, just because it will give us more uptime on Furina's HP decrease, so we can heal more on Jean for more fanfare. And as you can see, it's maxed out, so I'd say that's probably worth it. And we just do so many hits on this team. That's why it's so satisfying. We're hitting for around 16Ks, I want to say. 12Ks as well in there. This guy's HP pool is already below half. We do have over a minute left. So I'd say going pretty well for the time being. Not even going to bother using some of our ults here. I'm just going to save energy. Yeah, no worth. I mean, we're going to clear very quickly anyway. Just don't want our AYATO to die. And there we go. 69-second clear. Pretty easy. So on track for 3 stars. Just proc Electro on this guy quickly since we have a bit of time before he actually does his stuff. Not gonna... Actually, we don't even have Nahida's ult ready. I was gonna say not gonna bother to use it, but we don't even have it ready. I do want to save that for Kenki. And let's see. Okay, we're not going to get the opportunity to use clorinde to apply Electro, so a bit of a time loss. Then again, he's not really up right now. Anyway, Kazuha skill, Oz, and dodge using the... You know what? We're not even going to need to use Kazuha just because... I mean, we already got the swell up, and also this guy's just going to do this. Anyway, iframe with Nahida ult. Remark, why not? And yeah, I'm just going to run from this. I don't want to get hit by it, if I'm being entirely honest. I don't think this is going to swell Electro. No, I was just being hopeful. That's fine. This, get me away. There we go. Lovely. And, okay, yeah, we scuffed a bit of our damage while we didn't have a perfect rotation anyway, so it's not much of a problem. Dude, this guy moving around is so annoying. We should be able to swell Electro here. Now, if I go back to Kazuha, never mind. Okay, then, that's scuffed. Oh, now it swells Electro. I don't know why it didn't swell on clorinde's ult. It should have. It normally does. Slightly annoying. Yeah, Fish is gonna take a little bit of damage there. Unlucky, but not the end of the world. And actually, I should not have used my clorinde ult there. We have so much time left. That was unnecessary as hell. Yeah, slightly scuffed run, but we got 3 stars anyway with still like 20 seconds left to spare, mostly thanks to the AYATO half, not gonna lie, which for missing Electro I'll take. And yeah, 3rd chamber time. Okay, and 3rd chamber crit buff, which is nice, although only gonna benefit from crit damage at least for the first half because AYATO is already at 100%. Actually, he's at 101 and I think 101.3, so yeah, anyway, just do as much damage to this guy as early as possible. Try not to die, most importantly. Fanfare's already maxed out. We do have some pyro swells going on, which is going to be useful. Oh, he summoned those things in already. Okay, use Gene. Oh, he knocked himself out already. Okay, didn't line up with our rotation, but should be fine. 30 seconds left, half his HP bar gone. Gene's ult is up, so we can get the swells up, as well as the maximum fanfare. Oh, okay. Should still be fine. I'm going for a minute clear here. You know, 90 seconds is what you should aim for, but I'm just going to go for a minute here as, you know, a bit of a statement. Gonna go for the burst on Yelan, will help us front load a little bit of damage, and there we go. 59 seconds on the final chamber. Boss is kind of easy, not gonna lie. I think he has like 2.2 million HP. We've seen like 3.2 million, so it's not too bad. Now we just need to not mess up the first half here, although we are missing clorinde's ult, which is slightly annoying. Don't want fischl to die, that would be even more annoying. Do we swell Electro? No, but we should still get the Electro swells from the ult, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Okay, then we are going to have to go for a 2nd rotation. Okay, he's going to fly up again. Now, I wish that I was timing the fly up with clorinde's ult. That would be the goal. But I don't feel like that's going to happen anytime soon. The swell is now going to count because we did switch to Kazuha on the field. Obviously, you can't swell from off field. Unfortunately, that's not how VV works. That's why the new Natlan set is slightly a little better. But anyway, we got him down with 2 cycles. Now we just need to find, there we go, this one's the glowing one, so you want to target this one. That was a question last time, which hopefully answered now. And then once again, swell, and okay, we should have all of our buffs up. This guy should just die to the burst, there we go. And now, where is you? There's the PMA, and with resistances down, he doesn't stand a chance, and we clear with 50 seconds left to spare in the final chamber. Once again, final chamber was the easiest, and yeah, Ayato more than kept his own. So with that being said, character build time. Well, as you can see, Ayato actually did very well for himself. Now, when it comes to our Ayato's build, he is on 65 crit, but this will go up to over 100 thanks to Marshasei, as well as 212 crit damage. Now, he is on the Black Sword. As you can see, it is only R1, but I do understand why some people might say this is not the most relatable of options, simply because it is a Battle Pass weapon. I wouldn't be using it, but unfortunately, this is the only other leveled up 5-star sword I have, which a DPS can use. Other than that, if you don't have any weapons for Ayato, you could go for this sword from Kazuha's story quest. I know it's a decent one. Other than that, he doesn't really have any decent options. I mean, you don't want to be using the flute under any circumstance whatsoever. So if you have any either 5-star weapons, then go for those if you don't have Black Sword, and if you don't, then you can just go for the Kazuha weapon. Your crit rate will be slightly lower, so you won't hit the 100 to 200 ratio I have, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I mean, our Ayato still cleared very well anyway, so even if you have him on a slightly worse sword, he should do the job fine. And then, as I said, he is on Marshasei, so as we can see, our pieces are pretty decent. Obviously, I think a lot of people were farming this domain for a very long time, so their pieces will be pretty good. Other than the goblet, ignore that, but it is on piece. Actually, am I on a 5-piece? I'm on a 5-piece. I should change that. But you know what? Improvements to be made in the character builds. Who really cares? Then C0 and then 2 10-10 talents. Furina next up, 64 crit, 207 crit damage, 168 ER. I mean, we're playing 3 Hydras on that team, so we don't really need it. Fab Sword, again, we could swap it out for the more DPS, the fishing weapon for Furina, but won't really make much of a difference, I don't think. Again, team just did well enough. And then this is just how her pieces are. HP crit, as you would expect, C0 once again, and then 2 9 10. When it comes to Yelan, 65 crit, 193 crit damage, 205 ER. As well as Fav R5, again, too much ER, but I can't be asked to change our builds around. Emblem, pretty decent pieces, once again. And then Constellations, C0 and 1610 talents. Then finally, Jean, wherever she is, there we go. 20 crit rate, don't really need it because she's not even on Fab. Healing bonus, 52%, 225 ER, so we can get her burst up whenever. R5 Sack Sword. And then on Viridescent for some Hydro Swells, which will obviously be a nice increase to our damage. C1 makes no difference. And then 118 talents. And then when it comes to our Clorinde, 60 crit, 203 crit damage, but this will go to 8200 thanks to the passive, 118 ER, just a little bit of comfort. R5, Finale of the Deep. And then, there we go, is on the Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy, so she is on her Best Assault Artifact set. She is on EM, and then also... yeah, just rest of builds looks like so. C0 and then 110-10 talents. Then real quick Nahida over here. 992 EM, just 8 off that exactly 1000 mark, but 153 ER on sack frags, on gilded. Oh, never mind, we have way over 1000 EM. Whoopsies. Doesn't really matter. Once again, 210, 8 talents, and then fischl, there we go. 75 crit, 116 crit damage, 141 ER, just in case. R2 stringless, level 80, C4, so not quite C6 yet. On Golden Troop, just because, again, had a ton of those pieces lying around. And then 111.5. And then finally, Kazuha, who we just pulled not too long ago. 742 EM, 27 ER for Fav, 216 ER for the ult. Level 90, R5, and then again, Viridescent, because what else? And yeah, C0, and then finally 777 talents, because like I said, brand new. But yeah, that being said, I think we very much proved that Ayato still can get the job done, and yeah, hope this helps.